Righto. 3, 2, 1. Maybe you're just like me, or just like I was. Over 3,000 lives are lost to suicide every year in Australia, many of whom are blokes just like us. I'm a husband and a father. I battled depression and anxiety for 30 years. I've been suicidal. I've had nervous breakdowns. And now I can proudly say that I kicked the black dog's ass. Like many of you blokes, I'm a fixer. I can fix anything. Houses, cars, anything mechanical, anything at all. I fix problems. I'm the bloke people look at when something needs sorting out. You know what it's like. You're the strong one. You're the dependable one. You get the big eyes from your loved ones. You get the stressed look from your mates, and you fix it. But who fixes you? What I did about 20 years ago was to set about fixing me. And I did. But it was a long, bumpy road. Now it's my wish, it is my absolute passion to make that road a hell of a lot shorter for you. You know the question, what would you tell your younger self? My answer is simple. I wouldn't change a thing, because all my heartache, it's brought me wisdom, and that wisdom has led me to help people. Most importantly, my children, even if sometimes they don't listen. Bloody kids, eh? Now I want to share what I've learned with anyone who is willing to listen, especially blokes like me. And of course, the women who love them. I don't have a qualification. No letters before my name. No polished shoes. No big watches. I'm a bloke who is just like you. And I figured it out the hard way. For years, I didn't even know what was wrong with me. From high school to my 30s, I lived with anxiety and depression. I had no idea. I thought that stuff was for people in institutions, not for chippies, farmers, mechanics. You don't know what you don't know. Then one day everything changed. I'm at my in-laws, cleaning rat cages for my father-in-law. Yes, rat cages. It's football season 2006, 20 years ago. And the footy is on the crackly AM radio. And on comes Wayne Schwass. To paint a picture of Schwatter, for those who aren't Aussie rules people, he was a hard nut premiership player for North Melbourne. Very much a man's man, tough guy. And he starts talking about his experience with depression in great detail. And it bloody stopped me in my tracks. And I remember thinking, this sounds like me. No breakdown, no big emotional moment, just clarity. An answer to a question I didn't ask. Not long after that, I told my wife I think I have depression. I told her, and she helped. I told her, and she helped. Run that again. I told her and she helped. Write that down. This brings me to the first of 3 things I need you to remember from this episode. 3 things. The first is ownership and communication. I spoke up. That's where healing starts. The term "it's not weak to speak" is used in mental health circles, and I love it. I'd like to drill down on that a little more. If you had to fight for your life, if you had to fight for your family, would you step up or run away? The answer's pretty easy, hey? You step up. Beating the black dog of depression may be the toughest fight of your life, and your loved ones are on the front line with you. Think about that. Staying silent is avoiding the fight. It's running. It's hiding. Silence is avoidance. Speaking up and taking on the fight is owning the problem. It's leading the battle. Speaking up is ownership. Silence is avoidance. Speaking up is ownership. Ownership doesn't stop there. Question. When you are unhappy, frustrated, angry, emotional, do you blame others? Your wife or girlfriend? Your boss? Your parents? Your bad luck? Or do you own it? Your problems, your emotions, yours to fix. Don't get me wrong. There is a small number of situations where there is a toxic person in your life. But I guarantee you, the problem almost always sits with you. And 100% of the time, how you deal with it is up to you. This extreme ownership, it's not easy to do. Trust me, I know. I was just like you. Rewind a little. A few years before Shwara opened my mind, when I still didn't know, I'm a young husband and father with a mortgage, broke as hell, missing my mates and family. Like many young blokes, that period of life when I first had to adult was when the black dog really bit me hard. Around this time, my depression was so bad that I would imagine driving into a gum tree on my way to work. Just so the world would stop, even if only for a little while. I can't stress enough how convinced, absolutely convinced I was that my job and my boss were to blame. I can honestly say now, hand on heart, it was all on me. It was all internal. Externally, I was dealing with small frustrations that could have been solved with ownership and communication. Ownership and communication. It's all about what's going on inside, not externally. How about an analogy? An old school mechanic analogy. Let's say you bought a HQ Ute. It's got a 173 and a 3-speed. It's been sitting out on a farm. It's running really rough, barely running. So you pop the bonnet and you look inside. Carby clean, filters, plugs, points, timing, maybe throw some leads on it, and it runs great. What if you just washed it and polished the chrome to make the outside look good? It would still barely run, hey? You're the same. A new job, new house, new town won't get you running right either. Look inside. Your mental health is built within. A few years down the track, and I'm in my mid-30s, and across the ups and downs of recovery, this is a down. I'm in a high-pressure job. I've let myself get very unfit. I'm barely managing life. I was incredibly good at hiding my problems. I'm sure that's relatable to some of you. It's not unusual for someone in deep depression to still perform. Countless rock stars are examples of that. So from the outside, looking in, it's all good. My wife and kids are doing great. I'm earning decent money. My family is proud of my corporate job. But I'm a ticking time bomb. The black dog has me around the neck. When your mind won't give up, your body takes over. Makes you stop. I had a nervous breakdown. I was crushed, defeated, embarrassed, scared of the future. It's forgiven, but my employer treated me disgracefully. They did, however, refer me to a therapist, Christine. She would change my life. She would save it. It was the second session, the first real one. I was explaining to her that I had to act a role at work because I didn't fit in. I didn't fit the mold. I was doing and saying things I didn't believe in. Just as I moved on, she stopped me and said, "Let's go back to having to act." She explained that being someone else every day tears you apart. It tears you apart. It's misalignment. It's not who you are. That is someone else's life. I was selling my soul for money, and it was literally killing me. A big, bright light came on in that moment. I don't have the words to explain that impact. I saw it all. The kid who stayed quiet. The teenager trying to fit in. The young man trying to be professional. Since that moment, I have never, ever been untrue to myself. Authenticity. It's everything to me. Everything. I quit the job. I was broken, but I had unlocked a door. The door to the right path. I wanted to understand more about myself, about the mind. Books, podcasts, videos, meditation, breath work, learning more and more. For years, I put in the work, slowly improving, getting to know myself deeper. And over time, things started to land. And then something stuck with me. Of all things, a clip referencing Eminem That scene in 8 Mile where he owns everything about himself. The flaws, the weaknesses. All of it. It hit me. It's not just enough to own your flaws. You've got to love them. You've got to love everything about yourself. That was it. That's when it all clicked. I'd finally figured out the biggest key to mental health. And it's the second thing I need you to remember. It is knowing yourself deeply and loving that authentic self to bits. It is knowing yourself deeply and loving that authentic self to bits. So why doesn't everybody love their authentic self and be true to it anyway? I believe the biggest reason is fear of judgment. Your families, your mates, society. That's a hard thing to overcome. Learning to not fear judgment is the third thing I need you to remember. Ask yourself, if you could realistically do anything for a job, what would you do? Now, I say realistically, so you don't pick AFL ruckman and you're 42 and 5'3". All right, so you've got that job in mind. So why aren't you doing it? Or at least working towards it? Example, you're a site manager. Your family is proud. They brag about the big projects you're running, but you hate it. You want to start a business, restoring furniture in your shed. So what's stopping you? Is it the risk? Or is it what people will say if you fail? Do you fear losing money or losing status? Do you have a hobby, a passion, something you loved as a kid, but you don't do it anymore? Why? Maybe you want to get back on the downhill bike, a bit of danger, a bit of adrenaline. Is it the risk of injury or the judgment if you get hurt? Maybe you dream of travel, but you never plan it. You want to see the Ashes at Lord's, but you're not saving for it. Is it responsibility? Or is it the fear of what people will say? Waste of money? I could go on. But here's the truth. That same fear of judgment might be the exact thing stopping you from speaking up about your mental health. It might be the thing stopping you from owning your flaws and loving who you really are. We're wired to fit in. That's human. But that's also why we act a part instead of being real. That's why people trade their extraordinary life for an ordinary one. Learn to not fear judgment. It's not easy. I know. Remember, I was just like you. 3 things. Number 1, ownership and communication. Number 2, know yourself deeply and love that authentic self to bits. Number 3, learn not to fear judgment. It was June 2020. The only people who knew I had battled depression and anxiety for decades were my wife and my doctors. I finally felt well, peaceful, complete. Somewhere along the way, the black dog had just left, tail between its legs, ass kicked. I was finally ready to tell the world, and in my usual all or nothing style, I did. On Facebook. There was zero judgment, just love. Mine is a journey from a suicidal mess to a peaceful soul. Before I go, if this spoke to you, if this meant something, then I want something in return. I want you to commit to one goal. Have an open conversation with your person, your wife, your partner, your mate, your parent, whoever that person is for you. And I'd love to hear about it. I really mean that. Reach out, DM me, and tell me. I know it won't be easy, but I also know a ton of weight will slide right off your shoulders when you do. Remember, I was just like you. Silence is avoidance. It's hiding from the fight. Speaking up is ownership. It's stepping up to the fight. Thank you. Thank every one of you for listening. Cheers.
This podcast is based on personal experience and is not professional or medical advice. If you're struggling, please seek support from a qualified professional or someone you trust.